Today, we're gonna be adding something to my truck that I didn't really think I would ever add to my truck. And because I didn't think I needed it, and then when it came out, it's like, okay, I do need that. I definitely want that. But as you can see, I've got the truck in the garage. This slide out here is gonna be horrible. I'm gonna have to come back in. But I've got my truck in here, and you can see the camping setup is completely taken off because we're gonna be doing some big changes to my truck camping setup this coming Monday. So stay tuned. After this video, I plan on taking a trip to Atlanta, Georgia, picking up a brand new product for this truck. It's really cool. It's a new company that just come out, and it's gonna completely change the way that I truck camp out of the Tacoma. And I mean, we're gonna be adding, you know, some really cool stuff to it. But anyway, stay tuned for that. Today's video, I'm gonna try my hand at it installing one of these guys. Can y'all see that? This is the new Anytime locker from Black Ops Off-Road. And what this does, if you're familiar with the Tacomas, let me set you guys down for a minute. Is that too low? So what this does is, these Tacomas, if you're familiar with the Tacomas, the 3rd gen anyway, the off-road editions and the pros, anything with the 4-wheel drive crawl controls, we've got a really cool setup in that truck. It comes with the factory lockers, crawl control up above your head, and I'll show you guys once we get into the install of this thing. But the only downfall about these trucks is you can't use the lockers unless you're in 4-wheel drive. So you have to go through the whole process of putting the truck in 4-wheel drive, you know, stopping and then using the lockers. Sometimes it's easier, it would be easier if you just had a button to hit the button and then lock, you know, do a locker on the rear end. But like I said, you can't do it. You have to stop, put it in 4-wheel drive. But anyway, these guys come out with this product that is a plug and play, supposedly a plug and play system that, oh, I even got a black ice air freshener in here. But and I guess that's the code that I scanned for the video, the install video. But apparently it's a plug and play system, and it gives me the capabilities of using my rear locker anytime I want. All I gotta do is hit the button and immediately locks in my rear end, so I don't have to put the truck in 4-wheel drive, because 99.9% of the time, if you're spinning a tire or wet grass or something like that, like a lot of times I've got a steep gravel driveway, and when I'm backing my bass boat up the driveway, if I stop in a certain place where it's kind of thick gravel, I'll start spinning, and I'll have to put it in 4-high and then lock everything in and then back up. With this, I should be able to just hit the button and lock in my rear locker and then just back up the driveway. So it's pretty straightforward. They give you the button that pops right in the dash, so everything looks factory. There's nothing gonna be that looks, you know, janky inside my truck. Here's the button. If it'll quit focusing on my face for a minute. There it is. So you got the button, it pops right into the dash of the 3rd gen, and then you got your wiring harness, which looks like this. And like I said, it's supposedly all plug and play, and looks like they throw in a little plastic tool because we got to pop off a little bit of the trim in the glove box. And then we've got 3 zip ties in here, and that's all that's in this box. And like I mentioned, when I bought the truck, I didn't think I would ever install a product like this because it does so good, but you don't realize that you need it until it comes out and you're like, hey, I definitely could use that. And there are many times where all I needed was to pop my rear locker in to keep from tearing up grass or something like that when you're just out and you're in wet grass and you don't want to spin. So this is gonna come in handy. I'm gonna, I guess, set the camera up and go through this. It's supposed to be pretty straightforward, but you do have to pull the trim up around the door. Well, let me show you guys. It's kind of nice being able to fit my truck in here. And I love how I was just able to pop my whole setup right off the top of this Diamondback, but I cannot wait to show you guys what I've got coming. So apparently, oh, here's a little sneak peek too for you guys following along. As you can see, I started welding in my first rocker over here, cutting out all this bad damage in the K10. I got a long way to go. I got my floor pans in over here though, so a lot of work. I've got too many projects. Let me see if I can open this door without smacking it. So I know that I've got to pop up this piece of trim here, this here, drop my glove box because everything goes through and plugs up behind here. And then this button, I'm just gonna pop it right here in this blank, right beside my ECT power and my rear window. So I'll have this button right here and I'll be able to push it and lock everything in, and then we'll be good to go. See, here's the crawl control up here, and then there's my actual, if I could show you guys, I know the lighting's horrible. There's my actual rear locker button right there. But you can only use that, like I said, whenever you're in four-wheel drive. You can't just reach up there and pop your locker in. There's actually very good videos online that shows this whole step-by-step process. So I'm just gonna kind of go through it real quick. If I skip on something and don't show you guys something, just check out the actual install video. Like, I'm gonna be watching it also, so I can kind of follow along and learn how to do this myself. This will be my first time doing it, but like I said, there's no splicing or anything like that. It's just a plug and play system. The hardest part is just getting to where you got to plug this up and then going from there. So let me get this thing installed. All right, I've made a little bit of progress, and I wanted to show you guys really quick. I did almost all of this so far just by using this little tool that they sent me, and you'll need a 10mm socket and a Phillips head screwdriver, and that's really it. I'm going to show you how it looks right now, and then once we get it all put together, I'll show you how it looks when we're done. It's going to look a little bit intimidating right now, but it looks like I've completely removed everything on the passenger side of my truck, but it's just a few clips and everything should pop back into place when we're done. Let me show you. So it looks like the passenger side of my truck just exploded, but I've got everything just kind of laying here. So the first thing you do is you pop up this floor piece, which connects to this corner piece that you pull out, this right here, and then the dash right here pops off, and then you drop your glove box. And then all we got to do is get all this out of the way to get to these two plugs right here. And what happens is, I got it on the back of the truck back here. All this plug does is it's an inline plug. So you'll unplug that four-wheel drive plug that's behind the dash here. We'll pop that one out. It'll plug into this one, and then this end will plug back into where it was in the truck. And after you do that, there's like 2 or 3 connectors. They all kind of just splice in between the plugs right here at the ECU. And then you got this green wire that's gonna run behind the dash and right over there to where I showed you guys where we're gonna put the button. Everything should be really easy to do. It only took me like, I don't know, 2 minutes to pop all this stuff out of the way. And we're just gonna plug it up now, zip tie the wires kind of behind there. And this is also a good time to go ahead and get to your cabin filter. If I'm not mistaken, I think my cabin filter to my truck is like right here. Yep, so I can actually go ahead and pull that out and blow it off while I'm back here. Let's see how bad it looks. Not too bad, I don't know. A little dirty. So I'll clean this out and then put everything back together, and we'll see how this rear locker does. All right, just like that, it is installed. That literally took me about 5 minutes to install. I actually was prepared to spend a couple hours out here. But as you can see, all the plastics just pop right back where they go. There's my anytime locker button right here. I had a little blank. I had another blank here too, so I still got room to add stuff in the future. But the way this works is I think you've got to be in drive and moving, very slowly, put it in gear or whatever and start going. And then you hit it and it'll flash, and once the locker kicks in, it'll turn solid color. So we're gonna test it out in just a minute. I just wanted to show you guys how it looked in there now. Let me get out this thing. I might have to stick that in there. How's that smell? I don't know, it's kind of strong. I might not stick that in there. All right, let's crank it up and see how it does. Let me hop in here with you guys. So fire it up. And I'm in 2-wheel drive, as you can see. And now I believe we should be able to hit the button, and you see it flashing there. If we start rolling, this is just reverse. So I'm gonna have to back out of the garage. Oh, did it lock? I don't have a lot of room in here. Hold on, let me set the camera down and see if I can, oh, hold on, there it goes. All right, I just haven't been moving fast enough, I don't think, or stopping good enough. So it stopped clicking, so we should be locked now. I should be in 2-wheel drive with posi track in the rear of the truck right now. It's gonna be really hard to actually show that on camera, so let's pull it in the garage, and I'm gonna put a jack up under it, and we're gonna jack up the back end, and I'll put the locker on in too low, or two-wheel drive, too high, whatever. And then I'll take it out and show you guys the difference. I can actually feel the difference right there, just having that locker on. So let's pull back in the garage. I'm gonna leave the truck running. I'll set you guys up. Let's jack it up in the back, and then I'll hop in and put it in drive and see what happens. So I've got the locker on still. I got the truck running. I'm just gonna jack it up. I probably shouldn't be doing this, but I got out to see it. All right, so they're both on. Now I'm gonna turn the locker off. Okay, yeah, it's off. I was able to stop this wheel. It was just kind of spinning because there's no weight on it. So it was unlocked. We're good. We should be good to go now. So yeah, I think that's gonna help out a lot. Once I put it to use, I'll let you guys know how it does, or if I have any issues with it, I'll let you guys know how it does. But if you're interested in getting one of these, I will put a link for it in the video description. You've probably already seen them, especially if you own a Tacoma. This has kind of been all over Instagram and Facebook here lately, and it seems like it's gonna work pretty good. Don't panic if you install it, and when you turn it on, it doesn't turn on like your factory light that says your locker's on, because it's not gonna do that. I realize that. The only light that you see turn on when you're using it is the actual button. So when you push the button, it lights up in yellow and lets you know that it's on, and everything else is just factory. So it looks good in the truck, and I'll get to put it through its paces this year, especially at boat ramps. There's a lot of boat ramps around here that are sketchy certain times of year when the water's just right and it's real steep and they're wet. And I like to use four-wheel drive, putting the boat in and out of the water. But if there's a lot of people at the ramp, sometimes I would rather just be able to hit the button just to lock the rear end down. And I'll be able to do that with this now without having to put it in four-wheel drive to pull the boat up, because this nitro is right here. This nitro right here, it's pretty heavy. It's a heavy boat. It's only 18-footer, but behind this Tacoma, you can definitely feel it at those steep boat ramps. So this should help out a lot. I appreciate you guys from Black Ops Off-Road. They actually sent me this. They sent it to me a while back. I'm just now getting a chance to install it. Like I said, I thought it was gonna take a lot longer than it did. And if you get one, it's definitely plug and play. I'll let you guys know how it does. Y'all stay tuned, because next week, the next video after this, we're making some changes back here. This is gonna look completely different. Now, I'm not getting rid of everything that's back here that we've been building. It's just gonna be a different setup, and completely different than anything I've done to the truck so far. It's really cool, and I can't wait to test it out. You guys, if you're new to my channel, I upload content every Monday at 6. We're doing a new Fan Fridays episode on Friday nights. So if you're new, hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned. We're gonna be building some cool stuff this year, and I'll catch you guys next Monday at 6 o'clock. Peace.